All right, shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. The bonus to my elders, my apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always be to the elect. All right, and Lord's will, the title be Land of the Free Plagues. All right, pretty much just another video talking about plagues that are befalling America. And I'm going to jump around quite a bit for this lesson. I didn't put in the precepts in any particular order. I was at the plantation and I put them together, because I was on social media and just looking into some political things and how society is moving right now. And I just found it kind of funny how, this is supposed to, this used to be called the land of the free, right? Home of the brave. And the people are starting to wake up, man. The low tier Edomites are starting to wake up against the elites. The Jake that thinks they're a part of America, they're starting to quote unquote wake up to what the elites are doing, because they don't know it's the elites. They just look at it as, oh, it's the government doing this stuff to us and things of that nature. And essentially, though, it's just a huge divide. Okay, and these things are happening because of what they did, talking about Esau, Edom, what they did to the people of the Lord. All right, and the different plagues that are happening. Well, everything that's going on now is plagues on America. All right, the bad economy, the people starting to rise up. More and more people are talking about, oh, you need to use your Second Amendment rights against ICE and things of that nature, which we're not advocating that at all. I'm just mentioning it, Just more news, man. More plagues on America, because I've made a few videos of this already. So this is kind of like a part 5, if you will. Part 3, 4, 5. Speaking on the same thing, just more and more divisions, right? So this is Joel 3:19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, which we know the modern day Egypt is here in America. All right, read Revelation 11, the 11th chapter. Right, that great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. That's this place, right? It says, "In Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land." Right. So everything that's going on now. So this is the thing, people like to overlook what happened to us here in America, the northern and southern kingdom. Gad, Reuben, Judah, all right, Issachar, all the tribes. These different bad things happen to, right? And you think that, the Lord is just going to let them, go free? No, of course not. The Lord's going to just let you slide? No, absolutely not. Because really, judgment is here. Judgment is not in the spiritual realm. Job said even the wicked cease from committing wickedness, right? Even the wicked cease. They rest in the spirit world, right? So that payment is going to happen on earth, okay? By way of what? Well, for one, the thermonuclear missiles, because this is what this is really going into, right? It's going to be a desolate wilderness because the Lord is going to plague this place with the ICBM missiles, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, all right, and the chariots with the concentrated fire, right? So, but what's the plagues prior to that? Let's go to Isaiah 19:2. Okay, it says, "I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor. City against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And we spoke about this at camp, that goes for everybody. It's not just Esau, it's every American, the Americans against Americans. You have a lot of these, even the, the country boys, they on TikTok and Instagram talking about, I may be Republican, but I don't support what ICE is doing. We need to use your Second Amendment rights. You should use your Second Amendment rights against them. They're saying things like they need to use the Second Amendment rights against a tyrannical government. So it's a huge divide. Edomites, you would think, and some of them are Jake, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, these people are in the world and they're not going to repent for the most part, right? Those that will, but the majority won't. But the Lord said he will set Egyptian against Egyptian, everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. So this is one of the plagues, is the huge division that you see going on here. Okay? And it's so funny because the elites, I think you're going to see in the post-production. So because I found a little political cartoon. You're going to see the elites tricking the poor Edomites to blame Jake for their problems. And it works. It's working for some people. For some, it's not going to work. For the majority, it will, though. Esau, the poor Edomites, have really, really look at Jake like the problem. Oh, these immigrants are taking our jobs, right? That's the credo of these motherfuckers, man. Pardon my language, but that's just how they feel. But in reality, the elites did that by design to cause more and more division, to distract them too. See, the low-tier Edomites need to be distracted as well, right? So verse 3 says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts." So there was a lot that was said here. So the spirit of Egypt is failing. And the Lord's going to destroy the council because they're going to seek to these demons, these low-level, Edomites, mid-level wizards and warlocks, high-level witches. They're seeking for answers from these demons because really America's, they're losing the grip on this place. But there's not going to be an answer. Okay, and it says, "I will give the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord." We see Donald Trump fulfilling this to a T. He's out here, there's even a video. I might post it in the post-production. I'm not sure yet. I might post it at the end of the video. But there was a TikTok where ICE was funded. I forgot how many millions of dollars. A lot of money. It was a lot of money. And people are complaining because it's like, how are you going to give ICE all that funding, but yet don't have money for schools? And, to this day, there's certain counties, especially out in like the Midwest and the South, the Southwest, that are just underfunded, right? Homelessness problems in some states is big, right? And that's because, Esau is that cruel, Donald Trump is behaving like that cruel lord. He doesn't want to fund anything to help out the people. He wants to fund everything to destroy the people, man. The billionaires are not getting taxed as much as the poor, all right? The average American. So this man, Donald Trump, is on a roll, man. It's a beautiful thing to see, because everything that is going on is just moving it's just moving to the beat of prophecy. More civil, because true civil unrest is up next. Right now, it's like some commotion here and there, and some agents getting popped here and there. But for the most part, people are still, hey, we all woke up and went to work this morning for the most part. It's still livable. So we're waiting on that cruel lord, DJT, to really, really, make some commotion. Lord's will soon. The upcoming months and weeks, right? 2 Esdras 15:10, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." Right? So the Lord is saying, my people going through it in Egypt, right? I will not suffer them to stay here forever. He's not going to leave us here forever. Oh, fuck you. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Right? So that's the plague that I even read in Joel, the 3rd chapter. The Lord is going to make this place a desolate wilderness. Okay? He's going to destroy the land, right? It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it." So that's the future of America for what they did to the children of Israel. But before we get there, let's skip down to verse 15, because this has to happen. First, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." That's Isaiah 19. Because what's happening? The people are fighting, okay? As of right now, it's still livable, but at some point, it's going to rev up to the point where that's what people are going to be doing. Everybody's, people ain't going to get up and go to work. People are going to be fighting, looking for food. That's another plague, famine, Just like how Egypt, there was plagues in the water, water turned to blood, darkness, different things like that. All right, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men," which is civil uprising, "and invading one another." So these are the different things that's going to happen to America. "They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? So meaning they're not going to care about authority. They're going to do what they want to do. Okay? It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, which that's the plague of martial law. That's coming up next too, man. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if DJT is the one to mainly kick it off, man. To start it at least, right? So that, every major city becomes a police state. Esau locks this whole thing down, right? It says, or because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, right? Because of your pride, because of Esau's pride, now you got divisions. Now you got trouble in the cities, man. Trouble everywhere. Economic collapse, lack of resources because the imports stopped, things of that nature. It says, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's part of the plague that's coming to America. All right, the lack of bread, famine, and for great tribulation, right? It's just going to be, evil out here. Ain't going to be no peace. People going to be going through it. Ain't going to be no food. Clean water is going to be a luxury. Showering, bathing is going to be a luxury. It's going to turn into a truly a third world country again. All right. I say again, in the sense that, at one point America was wild, right? That's when the Edomites stepped in and tried to tame it, quote unquote, right? And that's what they're going to do. They're trying to, bring in their NWO. They're in the steps of it. But what? It's going to go back to the Wild West times, just here in these times. It's going to be a free-for-all. People are going to be out, hunting for food. That's really going to happen. That's not a joke. That's not some fantasy. That's reality. Because when the economy collapses and it's going to be hard to go buy meat from the store, or there's just no meat there, people that know, everybody's going to try it. They're going to go, they're going to be killing ducks and birds and eating whatever they can get. These are the plagues that's coming for America, and that's the times that we're heading into. All right? So, the land of the free, plagues, America, plagued. These are the plagues that's coming to America. Just wanted to bring this out real quick through the Spirit, man. I was just getting the pulse of the people, man, and the division is here. Really, I wanted to make this because we talked about it at camp. We touched on it at camp. But, nonetheless, that's all I wanted to bring out real quick through the Spirit. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash, double honors to my elders and apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always be to the elect. Shalom.